Happy Sunday.
Good
Happy
morning.
Easter. Happy Easter. Happy Sunday. Is also my oldest birthday. So many things happening.
He's turning 68 today. He's so old, bro.
So old. And also Oakley is coming back today.
And I'm getting a new phone.
And Grayson's getting a new phone. Just so many things happening today. But I figured I've never done this before and I don't know if I'm actually going to survive it. But I was thinking of putting on my makeup and talking to y'all about whatever. And so, yeah, so we're going to start doing our makeup. And then we're just going to be chit-chatting while I do this makeup. And let's see how long I can do it without like forgetting what I'm talking about. If you see me looking off to the side, I have a mirror, so then that way I can make sure that I'm like doing stuff that I'm supposed to be doing, making sure I'm smoothing out everything. Before I'm putting on my makeup, my typical skincare is I use Chitchat Essence Water. I have like a little mini sample, so not sure what I'm going to use afterwards. And then I have my vitamin C by Dr. Althea, and then Medicube collagen serum, and then wrapping it up with my Embryolisse lotion that I always wear. And I also did a few little eye patches earlier today while I made my breakfast. So yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. The first thing I typically do is my skin corrector. I use a Bobbi Brown skin corrector stick in dark peach. Bobbi Brown dark peach. Cool. Hopefully you guys can see that. And I usually put it under my eyes. And anywhere I see kind of like skin discoloration. So, you know, I have to put it around here and on my chin too. So the game plan for today, actually I'm going to use this to blot it out. But the game plan for today is I want to return that rug that I got from West Elm. So in other clips, I mentioned that I'm not getting that $600 rug and I'm not opting into getting the rug from Costco. And so I just need to return that little sample thing so I can like get my money back. And then I want to go to South Block so I can get a pistachio, what is it? Pistachio chocolate strawberry fruit bowl. And then I'm thinking by the time I'm done with that, it'll be time to go get Oakley. And so that is basically on the agenda. I wanted to go to Costco to get some of my immunity shots, but Costco is closed for Easter, which is totally fine. All right, I don't know if you guys can really tell the difference, but it definitely helps, especially if I have like dark circles under my eyes. It helps brighten that up a little smidgen bit. I like using the Bobbi Brown concealer for like the first go around, and then if I want it a little bit brighter, then I use the Fenty one. And I'm actually doing this in my office today because it's raining right now and it's not really that bright near where I usually do my makeup, and so I wanted to do that, and I also wanted to record and talk to you guys. So anyways, I don't know why I stopped going to Costco initially, because they have such really good deals. Actually, I'm going to move my mirror to this side so I can actually see better lighting. So I'm glad we got Costco again, because they just have so many things that it's like, it makes sense to buy in bulk. Like, so for example, those immunity shots, like I think at like Whole Foods or Wegmans or whatever, those things are like what, like $3-4 a pop. but at Costco, I can get a 10 pack for like $4. So, or no, it was a 10 pack for $10. So it's still like $1 and some change per bottle, which is way better than how it is in the grocery store. And so I definitely prefer Costco. The other thing that I like about Costco, well, not me, but I know Grayson and the kids.
The food court.
The food court. The fact that the prices have yet to change. Getting a hot dog and a soda for $1.50. And it's a big hot dog too. Or a long hot dog. I don't know. Whatever. So, okay. So that is the concealer, the first part. So I'm still experimenting with combinations of my foundation. So today I'm going to be using both of my Fenty Beauty Pro Filter concealers, the soft matte longwear foundation. So I'm going to be using 310 and 345. So 310 is my typical winter one, while 345 is my typical summer one. And so I feel like if I combine the two, I get like the skin tone that I have during the like spring and the fall. Okay, so basically I put it on here. So put both of them on my hand here. Then I mix them on my hand. I avoid where I put the concealer. So then that way the concealer can stay like as is. Anyways, so like I said, Oakley is coming back today, which is super exciting. And I tried not to like bother her too much during her trip, meaning like, you know, I don't want to be the helicopter parent where I'm like always texting her, asking her questions, because at the end of the day, like I wanted her to experience it for herself, like as an adult, making her like own decisions. And so during that time, it was just kind of like one-off conversations that we had with her. But this girl, she's very dramatic. And let me tell you how she's dramatic. So this is how she's dramatic. So I feel like day one, so we're communicating through WhatsApp. Day one, she's like, oh, I lost my pinky nail. So like in my mind, I'm like, oh, something must have happened. Like she must have like slammed her finger in the door, or is she talking about her pinky toenail? Like I'm just going like to the worst possible scenarios. Tell me why she was talking about her press on. Crazy. And then today, while she's in the airport, or you know, so her flight went from Rome to Paris and then Paris to the US. So obviously there's like a 6-hour difference. And so I'm still asleep when she like hits us up and she's like, oh my God, I might be stuck in Paris, like just me, nobody else. So then I wake up and I see this text message and I'm just like, how is she just gonna leave everybody like on this cliffhanger? But then I checked her location and it said her last location was updated 2 hours ago. And so usually that means like she's on a plane. And I can't update, or I can't get any updates as to where she is. So that was just like, I don't understand why she just, why she is always doing that, just like leaving stuff on cliffhangers. Because even with the pinky nail, I was like, oh, what happened? Like explain it or whatever. Never explained it, never like brought it back up until she like posted on her stories on Instagram talking about, like showing off her press-ons. And she's like, I lost my pinky nail day one. I lost this nail day two or whatever. And I was like, oh, okay. But the fact that it was like day one, she just was like, I lost my pinky nail. And I'm just like, what happened? And she didn't say anything. So I'm thinking, oh, like, you know, maybe she's accident prone and she hurt herself. No, it was a press-on. I'm going to go in with, I usually layer my setting sprays, but I'm going in with this Embryolisse spray. I got this in PR and it smells so good. It's Rose Oranger Bouillet in Himalayas. No idea what those fragrances are, but it smells so, so, so good. So once I put my concealer and my foundation on, that's when I go with the first spray. And then I use my fan. Now that my skin is dry for the first setting, just checking to make sure everything is even and I don't look crazy. So now I'm going to go back and do my round of concealer. So this time I use the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter and the We're Even. So for Pro Filter, I have 330. And then for the We're Even, I have 335W. I don't know if you can see that. It's a teeny tiny sticker. So I essentially use both and put them right here. And then I put a little bit on my forehead. And then I go back and do it here. Right, and then go back with this and pat it in. And so back on Oakley, so she's been gone her whole spring break. And I don't know if I've been loving the quietness or I've just been enjoying the fact that it's one less kid in the house. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely love all my children. But when it comes to it just being quiet, it's been really nice. And then Grayson's been doing a lot. Like he's literally been going outside almost every single day. Unless it was like raining, but he's literally been going outside practicing basketball and just being like really responsible. And so like him and my husband, they had like a routine going during spring break, which I thought it was really good that they had their own routine and they were also spending time together. So I really liked that. But they had like this routine where they would get up. My husband would go to work. Grayson would like do whatever homework he had to work on before he went back to school. And then they had like a midday break. I'm going back one more time, but We're Even one with the Fenty Beauty Hydrating Longwear Concealer one. But I really like the fact that they had their routine. So like I said, after morning time, they would then have like their lunch break. So lunch break consisted of my husband taking the dog for a walk and then Grayson going out and playing basketball. And then I would say on like some occasions, my husband would circle back and go get him, while like other times Grayson would stay out just a little bit longer. And yeah, I really just like the fact that they were hanging out and enjoying each other's presence and company. And then it turned into both of them playing. I think it's a game called Balatro.
That's not what we're playing.
Okay, what were you playing?
Absalom.
Absalom?
Absalom.
Absalom?
Yes.
Okay. So they were playing this game called Absalom. And I just thought it was really cool that they were just like hanging out and bonding and just having fun for spring break. I'm just brushing my eyebrows so then that way they can just be up. This isn't going to be like the final position that they're going to be in, but I just like making sure that they're like brushed in even. So yeah, I really like the fact that they were spending time together and hanging out. And then on Friday, we ended up going to see the Mario Galaxy movie. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm going to go in, after that, I'm going to go in with blush. I'm going to be using House Labs, and this is French rosette. And that was a good hangout, just like the three of us, because in all honesty, like Xavier, he is 22 now. He turned 22 today. And, you know, he has his own life. And then Oakley is about to go to college in August. So she's about to have like her own life. And so it is just going to be me, my husband, and Grayson and the dog. So it's kind of like this spring break was a kind of like a test to how it was going to be, or how I was going to feel, how everybody was going to feel when Oakley went to college, and it's like literally just the three of us. And I enjoyed it because it's one less mouth to feed. The other thing that Grayson and my husband did was they did meal prep. And so teaching Grayson how to do his meal prep, so then that way when he gets home, he doesn't really have to think about dinner. He can just go on about his day and then just select his meal. I think the only thing that both of them struggle with is the fact that you have to actually meal prep. So like you have to get the ingredients together, do all the things, and then like you're gone for the week. But I think that's what the hang up is the fact that you have to actually do the prep. But anyways, so now what I do is, so I put a little bit of blush on. It's very faint. Well, it's faint on the camera, but it's not really faint in real life. And so if I usually put on too much blush, I usually go back with my foundation brush and kind of mute it. Yeah, I guess I would say mute it. So then that way it's not like that super pigmented. And then I do actually want to make it a little shimmery. So I'm going to be using Westman Atelier Duo. And what I end up doing is I put a teeny, like 2 blots on each because it's so pigmented. Like you really don't have to put that much on here. So it's just 1, 2, and then 1, 2, and put 1 more, 2 more. Okay. And then that should honestly take care of it. And then I go back in with my brush and I am just blotting and making sure that I don't look like a clown. Let's see, what else happened during this spring break? Yeah, we went to the movies on Friday, and then after we left the movies, we went to BurgerFi, and that was really nice, just us 3 hanging out. But I feel like by that time we were all a bit tired. Well, I was tired because as soon as I got home, I was knocked. Like, got on my PJs and went to sleep. But I think we also went for a walk on Friday too. I don't know. And then yesterday, went for more walks. Went for like a morning walk to Starbucks. And then we did the afternoon walk with Zelda. All right, so now I'm going to go back and put more spray on. And then dry that out. All right, so far so good. Trying to make sure it looks natural as possible. I mean, granted, I am wearing makeup, but just trying to make sure it looks natural. And then yesterday, like I said, yesterday we did a walk at Starbucks and our afternoon walk for Zelda. And then literally just got back into my pajamas and chilled for the rest of the day. But now, even though it's raining, it's been raining all day, I still want to go outside and just get this done before I have to go pick up Oakley, because we're supposed to also, I don't know, I keep asking Xavier what he wants to do for his birthday, like where does he want to go eat, and he has just been circling the block and not answering, and I feel like he's going to pick something last minute. It's going to be so crowded and then it's going to be annoying. But anyways, I'm not necessarily telling him that he has to book it. I just need him to tell me where he wants to go eat. And that is the hang up. But anyways, I'm using in Burlese. They have this new balm color stick. It's a 3-in-1, so you can use it for your eyes, cheeks, and lips. I'm going to use it for my eyes today. It's this like chocolate mocha color, which I really, really like because it's very, it's like muted kind of. And so I'm going to put that on here. I tend to just put this like on my lower lid. I haven't really like experimented on putting color like all over my, like all over like up in here and stuff. And then I'm going to put a little bit under here. Just a teeny tiny bit. Okay, cool. So that is that. And then I still haven't, I didn't bring any lipstick that I want to wear. Hold on one moment. Let me go get that. All right, I'm back. I'm going to be using the Fenty Beauty Traced Out in Extra Thigh. And we're going to do a little experiment. I'm usually a very brown nude girl for my lips, but I want to just brighten it up. It's springtime, even though it is raining. I still want to like freshen it up. So we're going to be using Sephora Made in Italy. How apropos. About to go pick up Oakley where she just came from Italy. So just going to trace. I usually trace like not completely on the outside. The heck did I just do? All right, take two. So trace around the outside. I need to sharpen this because it is scraping me. Can't really like, you can see it a little bit, but not really. Let me go get a sharpener and sharpen this. All right, we're back and it's much better now. So we're gonna trace the outside. Kind of already looks like I have lipstick on, but I don't. I just traced it. And then now the piece de resistance. Ooh, it's kind of bright. I like it though. I like that it's bright. It's supposed to be bright because it is technically spring, even though it's raining and gloomy today. I'm gonna go one more time with the lip liner. Just to kind of darken it up a little bit. I don't know why I cannot get this out of my lip. All right. And that is that on that. And then I don't need to do one more spray because I think we're good for now. But that is how long it takes me to put on my makeup when I want to just kind of do a basic thing. Oh, I forgot. I have to finish my eyebrows. All right, cool. So let me know if you enjoyed this little chit chat. I don't know. This is my first time trying it. And I just kind of wanted to talk about the spring break and how I enjoyed the fact that, it was one more mouth to feed, one less person to like entertain, but also it was just kind of like a dry run of how it was going to feel once Oakley goes to college, as well as the fact that Grayson did some bonding with his dad. So I really, really liked that. But yeah, let me know if you liked this, if you want me to do more of these sit down chit chats and put makeup on, or you're just like, no girl, just stay in your photography lane. Let me know what I should do. But of course, don't forget to tell a friend that your wedding and event photographer is on YouTube and they should go check her out. And they should also book her for any events, weddings, or engagements throughout the DMV or worldwide. Until next time, talk to y'all later.